And he rose up and he followed him. Now, this is probably Capernaum. Anybody been to Capernaum or Sea of Galilee? Okay, well, you have a picture here. Probably on the outskirts of Capernaum, this man called Matthew is sitting at a collector's booth. Most likely he's like a customs agent. And he's taking in tax on the things that are going back. There's trade going on, and he's taking a piece of it. And more than fishermen, the tax collector had a secure job. He was probably prosperous. And he surrendered that when God called him. And so here he's also called Levi, Matthew Levi. That could have been two names that he was given to, or it could have been his last name, or his father's name, Matthew ben Levi, son of Levi, or it could have been his tribe, Matthew of Levi. And so, in the rabbinic records, the rabbis, they actually speak about people named Yeshua or who they think is Yeshua, and they speak about him having 5 disciples, and the first one they mention is called Matthew. So it's interesting here. But he's a tax collector. Tax collectors were hated by the people. They are the worst class of people. They collaborated with the Roman occupiers. They were considered traitors to their people, and they would extort money. And they would get money. They would make as much money as they could. While they took it for the Romans, they took it for themselves. And they would keep much, so you could make a lot of money, but most likely not honestly. And so you were an outcast. You might have made money, but you're an outcast from your society. You're looked down upon by the religious, by the patriotic. But here Matthew was watching this rabbi called Yeshua, and he's watching the miracles, watching the people, and he's passing by. Jesus passes by, and he looks at him and he calls him to follow him. Now, Matthew he's got obviously things to do. He's in the middle of collecting taxes. And in the middle, Jesus just says, follow me. And he's got all these things, but he's got to ultimately just drop what it says he just followed him. He must have just left everything there. In the same way, Jesus passes by us and he calls us. And we all have things to do, but when God did it back then, they had to say, forget what I have to do. I got to just follow the voice of God. Forget everything else, and God says that to us. He passes by, and most of us got saved who know God, who have come to God, because he came by, and he said, follow me, and we had to ultimately drop everything else, one way or the other. We have to break away. With God's people, in Hebrew, there's the famous word when he called the prophets, and they said, Hineni. Try it, Hineni. That's what they said to God, Hineni. What does it mean? Literally, it means, behold me, or here I am, Lord. It's translated different ways in your Bible, but here I am, Lord. Here I am. Well, what does that mean? Here I am. I'm here. First of all, I'm here. I'm not there. Number 2, I am. It's now. I'm here and now. The only way you can answer God calling you is here and now. You can never answer his call then and there.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA.